Now, the rent grid is going to be filled out and populated from the rent roll. You're going to get a rent roll when you're trying to buy a property, or you should. You don't always, but very often you will. I'd say 98% of the time you will get a rent roll and a T12. So what the rent roll is, it's going to be a listing by unit, who lives in that unit, when they sign their lease, when their lease is up, what their security deposit on hand is, what the market rent for that unit is, and how much they're actually being charged for that unit. Right? So we're going to go through, we're going to take all that information, we're going to compile it into this grid. So we have a rent grid, we have market rent from current owner, and then the after year one market rent or pro forma. So this is the way it's currently being run. You're going to take it straight from their rent roll, like I said. You're going to start by breaking down every single different type of unit on the property. That they have 3 different 1-bedroom, 1-bath units. Okay, they might have a total of 30 1-bed, 1-bath, but they have 3 different types of 1-bed, 1-bath. Let's say one is 1,000 square feet, one is 1,100 square feet, and one is 1,200 square feet. You need to split all of these out so you have a very, very detailed look at what's going on the property. So let's say you have 30, 30, and 40, right? So that adds up to your 100 units. Right here, your totals. Remember, we said this was a 100-unit property that you were buying. Let's say it's all 1 bedrooms, 1 bath, and that's your split out. Your rents. Ooh. And then your square footage. This will all carry straight across. So you have 1 bedroom, 1 bath at 1,000 square feet. You have 30 of them renting for $1,000 a unit. That's $1 per unit. $1 per square foot, sorry. Then you're going to take and get a monthly. You're going to take your $1,000 times 30 units, which is going to give you $30,000 in a month. $30,000 in a month is $360,000 for the year. All the same thing happens for all these other floor plan types. Now, one thing you'll notice, every time I do something up here, this is white. It's mirroring that for you. Okay, so don't be touching this stuff. The only thing down here you're ever going to touch is your projected rent increase. Now, again, this is pro forma. This is just for that first year of your ownership. This is the way the current guys are running it right now. This is what you think you're going to do at the end of the first year. Let's spend a little more time on the owner's rent grid. You're going to take the rent roll, and let's say you have 30 of these 1,000 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath units. What you're going to do, hopefully all of them have the same market rent, but maybe they don't. Maybe some of them have upgrades. Some of them don't have upgrades. They could be different. So what you need to do is go through the rent roll and pick out every one of those 1 bedroom, 1 bath units that are 1,000 square feet, add all of those market rents up and divide it by the 30 total units that you have. Put your average there. That's what you're doing. You're going to do that for every single floor plan you have. Pardon me. And again, that's how you're going to build this from the rent roll that you get from the seller. Now you come down here to the bottom, and again, everything just duplicated from above until you get to the projected rent increase, which will start changing your rent numbers. Let's say within that first year, you think you're going to be able to raise your rents by the kind of historical average of 3%. In Austin, we're probably going to be able to do that for 5% this coming year and the next. But we're going to assume 3% on this property. Now, maybe you take over and you think the person you're buying from has run this fantastically well. They're already above market rents for the neighborhood. You don't think they're going to be able to, you're going to be able to raise it much, if any. So maybe you just leave that at a 0. Maybe you only think you're going to raise your rents by 1% that first year. Have an experienced person on your team. This is where you have to make an assumption. I'm going to assume I can raise the rents on this one that, let's say we're going to buy in Austin by 3%. So that 3% change in blue, everything else in white will figure itself out. You were at $1,000, it went up 3% to $1,030. You were $1,200, it went up 3% to $1,236. Your total annual billing for market rent was $1,332,000. You add 3% to that, you get $1,371,000.